Welcome to Motoring World Television. My name is Rotimi Asha.
And my name is Femi Owe. Good to see you again.
Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful. It's a wonderful thing. What we're going to discuss today is a very sad one. It's sad in the sense that, there's so much corruption in federal road safety cars. I mean, it's saddening. When we remember how the organization started many years ago, I mean, it's really very sad. So we're just going to look at the organization when it started, and we also need to discuss the corruption in the system.
How they do it.
How they do it.
How did we get here?
How did we get here? And also, we're also going to look at the way out, because we need to get out of this doldrum. It's a terrible situation. Yeah. So let's look at how it started.
So, welcome. It's still, when I look back, it was a sweet memory. This road safety, what is federal road safety called today, was actually started by the Nobel laureate, Professor Wole Soyinka. He had his own road safety marshal organization before he presented that idea to the military president. He called himself president. So military head of state, Ibrahim Babangida,
called himself president.
Well, he gave himself president. Nobody voted for him. So I don't like him. So
you can't say that.
I don't like him because why will you give yourself the title of president? Anyway, when you know what happened to the road safety, what happened then, you yourself, you might not even be happy about it. When it was approved that the Federal Road Safety Corps should be set up by the Professor Wole Soyinka, after setting up this thing, he was starved of funds. I knew it started about 1988. So, as of 1989-90, it was starved of funds to the point at which the office accommodation they were renting in Lagos, they could not pay their rent. The landlord of the accommodation was already asking them to get out.
So there's a long time they've been having this problem with government. When they see good ideas, they won't imbibe it and just leave it alone.
Many Nigerians, why I'm revealing this is that many Nigerians don't know. When they see just road safety today, they just think maybe they drop from heaven.
They seem to have forgotten. Prof. Wole Soyinka.
Yeah. So he spent his own money to pay for that rent, to keep the federal road safety going, because the government of the day, because Soyinka was what they would term as quote unquote bloody civilian, for him to have that sort of idea. So they would rather wanted to
die. They didn't want him to take the glory.
Yes. So he pushed it forward. Eventually, they knew that he was not going to give in. So he was financed. And by the time road safety was up and running, my God, on the road, whenever Dr. Oluwagunloye, he was the chief executive officer, while Professor Soyinka was the chairman, whenever Aguloye was on the road, or other marshal, or the staff of road safety, whenever they're on the road, you will see go slow. Nobody would dare, no vehicle owner would dare overtake them. People, as at that time, you will use your seat belt, you will maintain the number of kilometers you are supposed to speed. You know what you call speed limit. You have to maintain it because they will know. They were so efficient. And
at that time, there was speed limit?
Oh, yes. There was speed limit, and you dare not.
When it began?
Yes. So, if you were caught overspeeding, the punishment was that if you committed that offense in Lagos, you'll be asked to go and pay in Abuja. It was, and then, secondly, you could not bribe them. They could not be bribed. If you give out money, it will be like trying to bribe a British police. You'll be in trouble. That was who they were then. That was how it started. That was the tradition they laid down. That was the foundation laid down. No, it had not become law. It was not yet entered into the statute of the legal statute of Nigeria. It had not been passed into law at the National Assembly, which was why they went through a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
You remember, it got to a point when the police and other law enforcement agents, they started criticizing. They said, look, these people were doing their job. That it was a duplication. Yes, and there was call for them to be matched with the police. And eventually it happened.
Oh man,
that was the sad moment.
Very sad moment
of road safety in this country. They were matched for a while.
That's why they were infected with corruption.
Infected, you know, when you merge something that is corrupted, you know, a matter that already has corruption on it, and you keep it with another clean metal, what happens? Even your cloth, if you put your cloth with a metal that is corrupted, you see the mark on your cloth.
That's the end of it. The end of that cloth.
Yes, and by the time it was passed into law and it entered the Nigeria Constitution, such that nobody can cancel it, nobody can merge it with anything again, it had already been corrupted.
Well, I want to get something right. Was it after it was merged with the police that it became law, or it had become law then it was merged with the police?
No, they couldn't have merged it with the police if it had become law. It was after it was merged with the police, and it was unmerged due to public outcry.
Yes.
So they unmerged it, and then the people, you know, Nigerians who really know the importance of this body, they pushed for it, and to make sure that it became law. And they passed it into law, National Assembly, and the president of the day then signed it into law.
Who was the president?
It was President Obasanjo.
Okay.
Yes, he was the one in power, and it was that time it was signed into law during his second term.
Yeah.
So, but as we started, we are talking of corruption. It's not that okay, you have to bribe federal road safety so that to get your driving license. No, but there was a time when members of the federal road safety, they could help you to process your vehicle driving license without even being there, without doing tests. But one of the foundation members of the corps was appointed as corps marshal, and they managed to stop that. And luckily, we had the Boboyo Yeyemi recently, and he also started waging war against those who take bribe on the road.
Yeah, then they just came out of the place and they were already infected.
Yes.
But when Boboyo came in,
yes,
was trying to make sure they put a mechanism in place to make sure that they deal with corrupt officials. Because I can remember an interview, one of the, I think it was sector commander in Lagos.
Of Lagos.
I don't know if it was from Meiji, it was one of them. I was mad, I can't remember now. So they said the corps marshal already had they have a mechanism in place to deal with corrupt officials. And he told me that a lot of them have been, you know, derobed, a lot of them have been sacked.
Oh, yes.
You know, but I don't know what really happening, because for what we have at this present time is like when Boboyo was there, it isn't the way it is now. It wasn't the way it is now. I mean, it's like it's more corrupt now. It's worse.
Yeah, it was like that, but during Boboyo Yeyemi regime, they were being dealt with.
Yes.
But now, what you find now is so funny. You bought a commercial transport, you are on the road. Yes, they know the language, they know the strategy, they understand one another. Once they get FRSC marshal on the road, they will make sure, they will ask them to park, right? So, but they will park, they will move forward from where they are, so that passengers in the vehicle will not know what is going on. And what passenger will see is that the driver will bring out his vehicle particular. But if you look at him very well, he will put money inside the particular. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. So they put money inside that particular, and they get out of the vehicle. Then they walk back far away so that the passengers inside the vehicle will not know what is going on. Yeah. But if you can look at the rear mirror, you will see. So you will hand over
the money is changing hands.
Yeah, you will see money. You won't see money. They are so smart about it. They are not like police, because that discipline is still
police don't even hide it.
They will even give you change.
That's how bad Nigerian police is.
You will tell.
They need to get rid of all those bad eggs.
They're on the road. That's, don't even talk about that, because you see it on the road. They will tell you, hey, look, I don't have change, and they will say, how much do you have? They will give them 1,000 naira and will help them to change it. And it's like you go and buy something in the market. So that's their, but you know, the road safety marshal, they won't do such a thing. They won't, because that discipline is still there. They still have that restriction behind their mind. But because they have been infected, they've been infected. So one way or the other, they find a way of going around it to collect this their money. So they put money for them inside vehicle particular, and the driver will walk far away behind. Then they will hand over. What you will see them handing over to the road safety marshal is vehicle particular, vehicle document. So we collect the vehicle document, we open it,
stylishly
remove the money, and then he will just hand over the document straight away. He will read through, you know, as if he's reading nothing. So he will pretend as if he's opening it, checking it. Then he will hand over the document back to the. Even if the driver is overloaded, even if the tires are expired, it does not matter. He will just hand over the document back to the driver. This is what is going on, and this is not good enough. It's sad for those who know how the federal road safety started. All what the Professor Wole Soyinka, the sacrifice he made to make sure this commission started, the sacrifice of Dr. Oluwaduloye, the sacrifice of all the foundation members of this commission, the foundation they laid down, what they are doing now is a shame, because you know that time it was even went around the world. It became respected. There are even countries, even in developed countries, that had to copy this system from Nigeria. They say, oh, this is an innovation. It wasn't happening in other countries. What they used to have is just the sort of a traffic police or VIO, but it started in Nigeria. Many African countries have copied this, but I hope they will not copy this corruption.
That's the state of federal road safety call today. I think, well, you know, there's something that needs to be done about it.
Yeah, something has to be done.
I think something can be done.
Yeah.
Because when Oboyoye was there, he was able to deal with that corruption. And, you know, they were reading the organization of bad eggs.
You know what?
I think the new marshal, what? I mean,
the new corps marshal, yeah, what Oboyoye was doing was he provided the telephone number that members of the public, they could call the corps marshal directly and say and report any road safety marshal, any road safety staff that is misbehaving on the road. But I mean, yes, it was working. I mean, some of them were nabbed, some of them were sacked, but that's not enough. Do you know the best method? The best method, it was a method introduced by Inspector Adeusi. I think the first Nigeria, the first Yoruba man to be Inspector General of Police, which I normally refer to their system as Adeusi legacy. Yeah. You know what he used to do to deal with corruption in the police? He would get some police with plain clothes who would board commercial vehicles from one part of the country to another. And you know, these police would just sit in the vehicle and watch them taking the bribe or whatever they are doing. You will just stop the vehicle right there and call for backup, and such police will be arrested right away.
I understand those plain police people. I see dead today.
Well, I doubt it. If they are there, then they must be sharing out of the money.
No, I must confess to you. You know, I don't know now because recently I saw some police men that were, you know, derobed because they were caught, you know, taking money. I think this present Inspector General is doing something about it.
Well, that's good. And
they'll be able to get rid of all the baggage.
If he's doing it, then the corps marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, the corps marshal, he should also introduce that. It's not enough to rely on the calling telephone number. Some passengers would even be afraid of doing that. So you start using Adeusi style, the former Inspector General of Police. You know, you're getting plainclothes members of the Federal Road Safety to board vehicles across the road and nab all these people who are bad eggs in the Federal Road Safety Commission.
Yeah. What we're saying, I'm sure the corps marshal can hear us.
Yeah.
You really need to do something about your boys. I mean, when your predecessor was there, things was not as bad as it is now. You need to, get on, begin to do something so that the organization, will not get from bad to worse.
And the image
And the image
of the organization and the foundation laid by the founding fathers will not be messed up and go to waste.
Well, that's our topic today. Until we come your way next time, have a wonderful night.
And my name is Femi Owueye. And we call your way next time on Motoring World TV. Have a good day. Bye for now.